Happy New Year, Snow.
Happy New Year, MJ.
All right, cheers.
We are drinking liquid redemption.
Wait, they named a bourbon after us?
Well, they named a bourbon redemption bourbon. And I happen to how could I walk past that, see it, and not fucking buy it with our podcast name. So yes, we are drinking liquid redemption.
Right,
let's try this. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to
it's like it's kind of got a smooth finish.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so it's not
you got to kind of let the taste linger in your mouth to bring out the flavor in it, which are all good bourbon. I learned this because when I went back to Indiana, we went through via Louisville, and I learned a lot about bourbon. And one of the guys that was there taught me about, what makes a good bourbon. So I always wanted to get him on the cast.
Yeah, I went to Louisville and had a fantastic old-fashioned. That's why I decided to make them now.
Yeah. All right, so let's start off with some fan mail. We got a message on it. This one is, this one's just a typed out message, not like the video message we got last week.
It's a rando.
Yeah. So this guy's from John from Facebook. Thank you for your work. Please try to focus on the positive and shy away from the negative. New year, new outlook. Just celebrate the good stuff, ignore the negative. Okay.
John, fucking tell me how to do that. John, I fucking need you. John, you are now going to be our emotional coordinator for the show.
Our therapist?
Now that you have fucking introduced that we need to do this, I would fucking love to do this.
Right.
How am I to do this in the fucking absolute chaos that is the United States lately? I mean, fuck, we're only 3 days in, and what just happened?
We bombed Venezuela.
3 days in. 3 days. Because technically it was already January 3rd, even though we did this while we were all sleeping, right?
Well,
while you were sleeping, it is no longer a rom-com, y'all.
And
starring Sandra Bullock.
They always pull fucking fucked up shit on Friday nights.
Right, they think people are out drinking, having a good time, passing out.
They're not gonna notice.
They're not even gonna notice if we fucking do some shady shit.
Yeah, we're not gonna fucking bomb a country
in the middle of the night. Like, fucking A, what the fuck am I living in? What the fuck am I living? John, again, I am fucking trying to stay positive here, buddy. We need your help.
I know, fucking, yeah, if we could, put us, in, the Matrix, where we're in a fucking dream, and we have fucking, happy dreams, we're little puppies running through fields, chasing squirrels and stuff like that. I'd love that.
Or I'm just sitting there chilling, watching those videos of fucking dogs that have other dogs in their family, and the one dog comes out in a scary mask and fucks with you. Oh, have you seen those? I can watch those all day. I now understand why some people do not fucking pay attention to politics at all, which I will still say to those people, I still fucking hate you. I don't know why you can't do both. I can.
Right.
I mean, I can fucking watch those, and I can still be mad about what the fuck faces in power are trying to do.
Right. I mean, we can.
It's a balance.
Yeah, we can.
It's a healthy balance.
We can laugh at life, and we can also talk serious about shit. And I think John must be a newer listener to the podcast because I don't know. We try to make light of things and put our own take on it, but it's stuff that's important to talk about, I think.
I know. Well, John, if you were obviously you were a listener from at least 2025, the Epstein files came out, and I find it hard how you're able to stay so fucking positive and upbeat about all that stuff, about learning about that. It's difficult, especially when you know that all this new shit is started and whatnot, because that keeps looming.
Yeah.
That keeps looming behind Donald Trump. He cannot get away from that. He cannot kill the Epstein files. He can't, because people are like, no, this is the one thing that even his own supporters hold his fucking feet to the flames on. Is like, they want to know everything that's in there, right? And it's still a process.
But it's kind of like his followers are kind of like ferrets and stuff like that, and you get like a little shiny object, and to distract it. And bombing a Latin American country, it would be a distraction from this stuff, not for us.
I know what he needs to do, because, like, okay, so I unfortunately have to see some of his true believers. So they just fall for whatever fad is out, because they will put the new flag out at their house. Like the one that I have, the one dude that I have on my route, that he's constantly changing up his flag. His new one is now the Charlie Kirk Memorial one, and it says, like, his birth date to his death date, and and I don't know. I didn't sit there and look at it long enough to figure out what there's a lot of shit on that flag. But that guy will buy every fucking thing that you sell. So you need to come up with these people are that goddamn stupid. That's what you have to do. You need to come up with some new thing to sell them.
What I don't understand about that mindset is how you just fall for the Fox News line of whatever the story is, and that is your belief, and there's no critical thinking skills at all. Like, this was a war on drugs. Now, let's preface this like we always do, so people don't get us confused. Maduro was not a good guy by any means.
Right.
He was a dictator. Okay? He did really shitty stuff.
He's really destroying fucking Venezuela.
Yeah. They don't have free and fair elections there.
No.
Okay? Now, what people will say is, well, that's socialism for you. I'm like, no, that's socialism gone wrong. That's dictatorship under the guise of quote unquote socialism.
Or call any of the isms wrong or whatnot. A lot of the isms, capitalism, communism, socialism, if you read them, they're not so bad on paper. The thing that is wrong with all three of them,
they get corrupted,
is greed. Yes, corruption by greed. Okay? Any of them could work. They could technically work,
Yeah.
Now, however, I mean, I'm not so much of a fan of communism, like the principles that it's laid out. Okay. However, I am a fan of a mixture of capitalism and socialism, kind of like what we have.
Well, that is what America is supposed to be. Like,
I'm a fan of that.
Eisenhower had it right in the, during his time, where it was
last good Republican president that they ever saw. Last time there was a good Republican in office, Eisenhower was president. Right. I always say that.
Because you had a mixture of capitalism and socialism going full in on both, where it benefited everyone. And this was back in the day, believe it or not, people, that both parties worked together for the greater good of the people.
Mm-hmm. It did used to happen.
Yeah.
It happened for years.
Maybe Reagan. Nixon was the start of it, and then Reagan kind of finished it off.
Yeah, but people still worked together during those years.
Right.
I'm saying it didn't become vile until Trump.
Right.
I mean,
yes.
Okay, fine. To be fair to Trump and all the maggots, I suppose they were triggered by Obama and actually the thought of them having to have their first black president. I mean, that's what really triggered them. Yeah. They just couldn't handle it, so they had to come out with something so fucking septic, So fucking disgusting. So
Well,
fucking in your face, because they're just like, we are fighting back.
we're
We're
gonna
fighting
go.
for what's
Yeah,
ours.
we're
That's
gonna
the attitude they have.
we're gonna go to the polar opposite of what
Right.
Obama was.
So they did a full fucking 180.
But I don't think we have many of his supporters that listen. But
Thank God.
didn't they run on the fact like he was the anti-war president, that he would not get us into any new wars?
Right. He ran on being a peace president. Fuck. Just when he went to his fucking New Year's Eve party. And there's clips of this. Melania's in her silver dress. They're probably in Mar-a-Lago going to their New Year's Eve ball. The reporter asked him, "Sir, what is it that you want?" He sounded like any fucking beauty contestant. World peace. Like he stuttered when he said it, but he said that we have to have world peace. And then he goes and blows up a country.
I mean, yeah, and he wants a Nobel Peace Prize, and he got the FIFA Peace Prize.
Sir, do you know what the word peace means?
Peace through strength, I would assume, is what he's thinking.
Perhaps maybe listen to some John Lennon, some... give peace a chance.
Although to be fair, much like Dick Cheney and George Bush Jr., I think it was more Marco Rubio that wanted this more than anything.
Why?
Oil.
I'm just wondering why.
Oil.
Marco Rubio wants the oil? Does he sit on Halliburton? Are we uncovering things?
I'm sure this will buy that. I mean, do we really think it's about drugs? I mean, all this up. Oh, it's fentanyl. The drugs,
no, I don't think
the drugs that got shipped out of Venezuela, which is I don't think in the big worldwide global scheme was a lot. A lot of it went to Africa.
I definitely already think that it's about the oil, because we've already been talking about this for like a few weeks now, and everyone's already pretty much come to the conclusion that it's about the oil. Trump himself said he was doing the Putin talking points. They've got our oil.
Yeah.
They've got our land. I'm like, since when did we fucking own Venezuela?
Well, because American oil companies built rigs in Venezuela on Venezuelan land, and then Venezuela kind of took that back over for themselves.
And why wouldn't they? It's on their land.
Yeah.
Like, this is the same thing where people sit there and make the argument like, well, sure, you can buy a house in Mexico, but you can't ever own the land. Well, yeah, but you're taking that risk. You already know that going in there. Like, why would you do that in the first place? Especially when you've bragged your ass off on the campaign trail about how you want to dig here, that we have enough oil here.
Drill, baby, drill.
Yeah. What? And you're against the people who protest the pipelines and whatnot. You were fucking talking shit about them, calling that, doing all your fucking liberal jokes about that. Ooh, let me taste your liberal tears over that. What the fuck? Then you sit there and you cry because you go and build something somewhere where somebody else actually has the right of possession on it because it's on their land, and then your fucking ass hurt over it?
Yeah.
Like, what were you thinking? That's just common sense to me. I mean, so why is that? Why is all that? Especially when you have Elon Musk, and I don't know why he's not drilling this point, pun intended. Why is he not drilling this point that we need to go more electric then? And say, fuck all that. Yeah. If they're going to do that, you could start a whole new business, make all your goddamn money that you guys fucking love more than life itself.
I was saying this 25, 30 years ago. If I was like Pennzoil, Shell Pennzoil, I would have been investing in alternative means of energy years ago. Electricity, wind, solar, you know, the fucking oil is a finite resource. You know, it's going to run out eventually. Yeah, there's a lot of it, but this so-called war on drugs,
Like wind happens almost on a daily basis. Come to fucking Kingman, Arizona. It's free. It's fucking constantly blowing.
kills birds.
What the fuck?
Kills
Like
the
he
birds.
gives a fuck about anything being killed. Give me a break. After the baby getting thrown in fucking Lake Michigan, allegedly, he don't give a fuck about no life.
No.
It'd be interesting to know. I mean, he's got 5 children. There's no way that was it. Not with a guy that doesn't know how to use his dick. Come on. There's no fucking way that he didn't talk women into fucking aborting.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's no way. He treats women like cum dumpsters. There's no way that he didn't have more fucking babies out there and paid them off to fucking get an abortion or whatever.
They all do.
You know.
All these fucking.
That's what I'm saying. All of them. I mean, that right there is population control.
But, so he came out and said today in his very, I don't know if it's the dementia kicking in or if it's all the drugs they have him on, but he was just.
It's the dementia.
Out. He was out of it.
To lunch.
But he said that we're taking over control of Venezuela and the oil production until we put someone in that we deem fit to be a leader. Now, a couple points there. It's not our place in the United States to run another country. Okay? That's their own sovereign territory. Now, I'm not saying Maduro's a good guy. I'm not saying that. But it's not our place to insert. And say this to Paul Gosar, if you're listening. Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
The immigration problem that we have has always become from this. We go in there, we destabilize a country, we take out their leaders, we fucking leave there, some other shittier person comes in, or the cartels take it over, and what do people do? They flee for here because we're the greatest country in the world. And anyone can come here and become rich.
And if the Democrats are in power, the Republicans are doing all the advertising on TV saying, the borders are wide open, come in. Yep. The borders are wide open. The Republicans are asking you to come in. Secretly, they want you to come here because they want cheaper labor. I mean, they're full of shit.
You got that. Okay, cheaper labor. You don't have to pay them a fair wage.
Right.
Okay. Number 2, we've said this time and time again. Immigration is a problem that neither side really wants to fix. Okay, because people coming here tend to be more leftist. Okay, just generalizing. Latinos with Trump, I don't understand that. But Republicans do not want to solve the immigration issue because they've got nothing to scare their base about.
I think they're the ones
that take your jobs.
I think they're the ones that started it, though. They were all for. They want cheaper labor. Like if you look at who their housekeepers are or whatnot, you think they're actually paying them a fair wage?
No. Look at the big fucking shit going on in Flagstaff now that everybody's complaining that their minimum wage went up again. And so that if you're a restaurant worker, you have to earn minimum wage. So people are now saying, well, now we're not going to tip those workers. Who gives a fuck what they're making?
You know what? I'm all for fine. Let's get rid of tips and let's raise the prices to what it would cost to pay somebody to have a decent life. Yeah. I'm all for that. I mean, they can sit there and talk this shit. It's like Do you know how much restaurant owners get away with it? That's like a money-making machine because they don't have to pay their employees. They rely on the customers to pay them.
And
basically, we are paying the wages of servers in a restaurant who serve us. We're basically paying their wages because we tip them. They are depending on our tip because they're getting like what is it, like $2.13 an hour is what their employer has to pay them.
Well, and here's the thing about that too, and I'm guilty of this too, and I shouldn't do this. I should carry cash with me. Is they always flip the little iPad screen around and said, what do you want to tip? 15, 20, other. The business takes their cut out of that.
Right. Yeah.
So, again, I mean,
what? That's what I really need to start doing that too. Say,
carry cash.
Do no tip, so it shows no tip on there.
Yep.
And then I can pay the person basically under the table. I will give the server the cash amount I want. And then they don't have to fuck around with filing taxes on it. Fuck it. It's basically a gift, right?
That's a good. All right, so John wants some positivity out of us this new year. We came up with a great idea.
Everybody, if you're listening from now on, carry cash on you and use it for the purpose of paying fucking servers.
Tipping your servers.
Yeah, tipping your servers.
And I always tip good. Even if the service is mediocre, I still tip decent.
Yeah. I always do the 20%.
Yeah, always.
And then if they're better than that, then I go up from there.
Exceptional.
You know?
If it's exceptional, I'll go up to 30.
I mean, because here's the thing. Like, in Kingman, is service good here? No. I don't want to knock Kingman, okay? I don't want to knock Kingman. I don't want to...
Because we're trying to pause.
But here's the thing. I've been told this by people who have lived here their whole lives. All right. The reason that the service is not that great here is because the wait staffs here have been so used to getting ripped off in tips or not getting tipped at all. So they see no need
to
give great service because they're not going to get rewarded for it. So they're like, if I'm not even going to get a tip, I might as well talk to my friend about what we're going to go do after we get off work today, go hang out or whatnot. Because that's usually what they're doing. I mean, you always see like the wait staff talking to each other instead of like being out on the floor, you know. And I always like, since I come from a city, I come from Phoenix where people are hustling, but they're making good money in tips. You know, you get good service in Phoenix because they're there to make money. They're not there to fuck off. But when you're here in Kingman, it's like no one's tipping these people. They're like, well, they don't give a fuck. And it's probably because they don't make enough to like give extra and beyond, but they still want to take their family out. But yet, and then they'll drive around with the bumper stickers that will say, keep voting Democratic. See how that works for you. Yeah. Bitch, look at what your fucking voting Republican is doing for you. You are giving all your spare change to the billionaires.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So let's get back to Venezuela for a second here. A couple more points on it. And it's not about the drugs. I wouldn't be surprised if Maduro made a deal with Trump and it wasn't so much a kidnapping as an extraction. Because if we're going to take over the oil production on it, and the lady who did get the Nobel Peace Prize, Maria Corina Machado, I believe her name is, she always proposed that if she takes over, that she will sell off the natural resources of Venezuela to get the country back in order, which comes to $1.7 trillion.
Oh my God, they're going to put her in power.
Probably.
So they probably all have a deal together.
The New York Post reported that is what's going to happen.
They all have a deal together. But I wouldn't be surprised if Maduro finds his ass getting
Like Epstein.
cut the fuck out. Well, do you think they really want to split that money in thirds? I mean,
Well,
when they can just fucking...
1.7 trillion goes a long way.
Not for people that are already billionaires, okay? They're only looking at it like it's one step up, okay?
You know a trillion is a billion?
I know that. But, okay, like, that's only like one step up from where they already are. That is not, it's never enough, MJ. It is never enough.
It's never going to be enough. No.
I'm telling you, I'm thinking they're going to cut somebody out of the deal.
Hopefully
Trump. So they could...
Hopefully Trump eventually.
I wish, but that's not going to happen. He's like such a skeezer. Like, he'd cut his own family out of shit. There's no way that he ain't going to try to fucking off Maduro.
Yeah, but he's
like Putin style. But
his
boyfriend,
he's drooling into his pillow at this right now.
Excuse me. His boyfriend is Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is famous for offing motherfuckers. Yeah. Like, remember how you said, didn't you send me a message today that was all like, how they sent the VP to Russia?
Yeah.
That motherfucker ain't coming back.
No. Oh, I think it's a she.
That bitch ain't coming back.
No.
She's, you know how like people have been thrown out of planes or poisoned or they fucking get thrown out of a window?
Yeah.
That's what's happening to that motherfucker. I don't know. I'm conspiracying over here. I'm conspiring over here. Yeah. I'm conspiring on all these.
I mean, if Alex Jones could do it, we can. And
this is all entertainment. We're not.
Yeah, we're not.
We're
believe me.
We're just
not
actors.
Experts.
Okay, we are actors playing a role. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
I'm really conservative.
We are not. Sir, we are not.
Yeah.
I am a personality. Do you think my parents would really name me Snow? I mean, are you kidding me?
I know. Even Jill Covan said that you should be a Fox News host.
Even if my mom is the biggest Snow White fan ever, wanted to be Snow White. That was her dream, to grow up and go to Disney and play the role of Snow White. She did not name me this. This is my character name. We do this for entertainment.
Just like Fox News?
We need to run this ad as a disclaimer.
So fucking it's a brand new year, and we start off with fucking
shitstorm
going to shit, and people are so short-sighted. Like, didn't we? I know you and I lived through this already with Bush Jr. and the weapons of mass destruction on it. It just seems like it's the same movie, but dumber.
Isn't it rich how they go after a country who's so broken down, like the United States? You just look like a fucking bully. How is Venezuela even going to fight back under the conditions that Venezuela's in?
Well, they can't.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They go after, and it's like, that's because our country is being run by a fucking giant pussy himself. Like, remember when we were all in grade school? The kid who was like the biggest bully? Who was he picking on? The kids he knew he could beat up. Because that's what pussies do. I mean, bullies do.
Right.
That's what they do. I
mean, Putin tried the same thing with Ukraine, but he didn't anticipate the bully taking Taekwondo classes. He thought that because he goes out there and he rides horses bare-chested, he's out there riding horses. He's like, I have not ever seen Voldemir. Wait, their names are similar but different. Yeah. Voldemir out here on horse, and I am out here on horse. You know what that teaches you though? You don't fuck with stand-up comedians.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. He didn't think, he thought, that guy's just old jokes. I could take him. No, you can't. No, you fucking cannot. That guy, you know why? Because comedians got balls. Do you think it's easy to go up on a stage in front of fucking people you don't know and try to make them laugh? No, it's not.
And
that's a courageous thing.
And then you're gonna have half the people calling you, fucking not saying, you're not funny. You know what the funniest thing about this though? The funniest thing that came out was in the indictment that Pam Bondi said. She said one of the reasons for the arrest was because he had machine guns and he was plotting to maybe use those machine guns against the United States.
All the way from Venezuela?
All the way from Venezuela.
Those bullets are going to make it all the way over here? Okay.
But this is the funny part. This is the Second Amendment trumps, quote unquote, all other amendments.
Doesn't your side, aren't they like in love with machine guns? Don't they like jerk off to the thought of being able to have a machine gun?
How dare you indict someone for having a machine gun?
I mean, this is the side that I've actually seen somebody wearing the shirt that says, I lubricate my AR-15 with liberal cum.
Ew, said that?
A t-shirt said that. That's how much these people love their guns. They're even willing to jerk off a liberal just to lubricate their fucking precious gun. That they are willing to give pleasure to a liberal man to jerk him off to get lube for their fucking gun. That's how much they love their guns.
Yeah, but when that dried up, wouldn't that jam up the gun?
You would think. Make it all crusty.
Yeah. So instead of using the gun oil to jerk off, maybe you should use the gun oil where it belongs, and liberal cum should be used how it should to produce more liberals.
I don't know if it works that way. I don't know.
Do you think it's in your DNA? Like being a liberal conservative, do you think it's in your DNA?
That'd be interesting to know. And I've always wanted to know this ever since I watched Family Ties with Alex P. Keaton. And that's
right.
Alex P. Keaton was made out of two very liberal, hippie liberals.
Yeah.
Produced an Alex P. Keaton, who was a major Nixon lover. He was basically like Roger Stone before we all knew who the fuck Roger Stone was. He was like, maybe that's where they got the character from. They're like,
yeah, because
he will be a Roger Stone type.
Because Alex Keaton loved Nixon.
He did. He fucking loved the fuck out of Nixon. And I think Reagan was already in office, but he couldn't get enough about talking about how great Nixon was. You know what? I think they kind of ripped off All in the Family now that I think about it.
Do you
think? Because All in the Family, remember how like in the song where they're like, boy, we could use a guy like Herbert Hoover again. You know, those were the days. I fucking love her. Okay. But yeah, so it's all connected.
It is.
It's all connected. I don't know the connection yet, but it's all connected.
Yeah.
But could two conservative parents produce liberal children?
I'm sure it's happened.
Do these things X each other out? Like, okay, well, the typical liberal family. If you had two liberals, okay, if you had that going on in real life, do most of the time do the children come out liberal then, and then every once in a while you get a conservative?
Or did Gloria marry Michael just to get back at her dad?
I don't think Gloria was like her dad, though.
Although, did Michael brainwash her?
No. Like, that was in the 70s, and they were, like, actually, like, the college-age kids, so they were going to school, and Archie was just, like, the blue-collar worker, which that happens to a lot of blue-collar workers. I'm blue-collar. I work with blue-collar workers, but I'm also, like, I have common sense. Like, Like it
Well,
doesn't.
yeah, look, and that's the other thing. Going back to Eisenhower, back in those days, the Republicans and the Democrats both supported unions, and that's why we had the American dream, where the husband could work one job, the wife could stay home, raise kids. Not saying that that's what women should do. That was the American dream. One person could have an income, buy a house, buy a car, have a successful life on it, right? And that was the American dream. So when people say make America great again, should we go back to that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, when people always try to throw around labels, I'm like, okay, here's some fucking labels for you then. Like, I consider myself either an FDR Democrat or an Eisenhower Republican, minus the social issues that were going on at the time, though. But if we're talking just like the aspects of like running like you said, like pro union, like pro, taking care of the family, the social services, all that, right? I wish that both of those presidents, were more into like civil rights stuff, because those things were not fair going on during either of those administrations. To note though, to be fair, under the FDR years, if we would have kept Wallace, Henry Wallace, not George Wallace, okay,
Right.
as the very important discretion there, Henry. If you look back in history, and he's actually a really interesting read, probably would have never dropped those bombs. Okay, because that was the thing that Truman wanted to do. That was actually a thing that, let's be fair, he said he would do it. So the DNC backed Truman as being the VP under FDR's last term. And they pushed Henry Wallace out, because Henry Wallace was famous for trying to do things about civil rights and unions and all that. He was famous for being on board with that. And I will quote Oliver Stone when he did this movie, "Oh, what the country would be like if we would have had Henry Wallace to carry on instead." We can only imagine. We can only imagine.
Probably wouldn't be the shit show we have now.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to break this down into two of them, but we had to get in the breaking news about what's happening in Venezuela. Keep your eyes out for what comes of this. I think we need to get our military policy expert, Jim Foley, on to discuss this further.
Most definitely, because I'm just sitting here throwing around my opinions and not getting any expert fucking backing here.
So there you go, John. We turned it around, got in a little fun at the end, though. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we will have a more positive take on the past year. So on that note,
bye, y'all.
I see you later, alligator.